You know, Sony has made a lot of great quality movies, and I don't understand why people hate Sony so much. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. They may have made one bad movie, but like every studio makes a bad movie every now and then. Okay, okay. Well, a couple. Yes, Sony has made a few bad movies, but they're not really that bad in general. Oh, come on. Ugh. Yeah, I can't even do this without a straight face. Yeah, Sony has made a lot of shitty movies. More shitty than good movies, but this list is here talking about the good ones. I'll save the bad ones for the next video, but this is the good ones. Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list, and welcome to my top 10 best Sony movies. Yes, I'm here to talk about Sony and their films, because they've made a few movies this year, most of which have been really god-awful, but I'll talk about those in my next video. I just want to talk about some Sony movies, because, you know, everyone liked my top 10 list of my favorite A24 films, so I thought I'd do another studio. Sony. So, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 best Sony movies, in my opinion. Alright, let's get to it. And for our top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Skyfall, This Is the End, The Adventures of Tintin, 21 Jump Street, Julie and Julia, Zombieland, Stranger Than Fiction, The Holiday, Something's Gotta Give, and Big Fish. A lot of great movies, really solid films. They just couldn't make the top 10 list, though. But what did make my top 10 was my number 10. My number 10 is a Nicolas Cage movie, a Charlie Kaufman movie, and a Spike Jonze movie, and a Meryl Streep movie. That's right, Adaptation. Adaptation is a fantastic film. A film I've talked to death about again. My Nicolas Cage video, my Charlie Kaufman video. This is a great movie about a fictional story about Charlie Kaufman and his fictional twin brother Donald, played beautifully by Nicolas Cage. It's about him adapting this book that he can't possibly adapt and stuff. And yeah, it's a great movie about filmmaking, about writing, about interesting character study about these two brothers who have interesting dynamics with each other. Nick Cage is great, Chris Cooper is great, Meryl Streep is great, Spike Jonze's direction is fantastic, and it's a Sony movie, and it's a damn good one. Coming number 9 is The Cabin in the Woods. The Cabin in the Woods is hands down one of my favorite horror films. It's definitely top 10 favorites. This is just such a unique, such a wicked and twisted fun movie. It is just so fun. This is probably, it's not the best horror movie. It's not even my favorite. The Thing is like my favorite, and one of the best ones is like The Exorcist and stuff. But when it comes to like quality of entertainment-wise, like what is the most entertaining horror film, I say Cabin in the Woods. It is just such a fun movie. Like I always have to watch this throughout all of October. I watch this movie like 7 or 8 times throughout the entire October, throughout the Halloween season. It's just such a fun movie. Between Drew Goddard's direction, Joss Whedon's script, these awesome characters. I love how they poke fun and satirize horror films, but also being itself a horror film. It's just so great. It's so fun. It's so entertaining. I don't want to spoil it, but I think everyone has seen this movie, but it's damn good. It's so unique. It's so fresh. It's so original, and it's one of the best Sony movies. Coming number 8 is Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, Spider-Man Homecoming, I did a whole review of it. I'll leave a link down to my review for Spider-Man Homecoming. I loved this movie. I thought this was a great film. It's one of my favorite superhero movies of this year. It's a great Spider-Man movie. It's not the best Spider-Man movie, but I'm glad Sony returned to form of great Spider-Man films with the help of the MCU, obviously, because, you know, let Marvel do their jobs, but it was still Sony as well. It's still co-Sony. It's a great movie. Again, I loved Michael Keaton's Vulture. I loved Tom Holland's performance as Spider-Man. He was great in Civil War. He was great in this movie. I love the teenage aspect, the coming-of-age story. I love the high school elements. It's just a great film and one of my favorites. Coming number 7 is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's David fucking Fincher. David Fincher. I love Fincher. Fincher's one of my favorite filmmakers. He's such a great director. He's a true visionary. He makes the dark and gritty just amazing. This is one of his best films. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's actually better than the Swedish version, and I like the Swedish version with Noomi Rapace. She is really good as Elizabeth Sonder, but Rooney Mara oh my god, she just brought her A-game acting in this movie. I still think she should have won the Academy Awards instead of Meryl Streep. You know I love Meryl Streep, but still, she's phenomenal in this movie. So is Daniel Craig in this movie. Them two together are great. Stellan Skarsgård, Christopher Plummer. Everyone's fantastic in this movie. The cinematography cinematography, the editing, Fincher's direction. It's disturbing, it's dark, but you want to know where this movie's going, how this movie's going to pan out, and it's just amazing. I don't know why Fincher never did the sequels. It just baffles me because this movie's just so incredible, but maybe in the future we'll get The Girl Who Played with Fire and The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, but Fincher's versions of them. Let's pray that we get those, because I want to see those movies. Coming number 6 is Arthur Christmas. Arthur Christmas is probably one of my favorite Christmas movies out there, right there with like It's a Wonderful Life and The Nightmare Before Christmas. It is an amazing animated film, and again, I watch it every Christmas. Like Cabin in the Woods, every Halloween, I do the same with Arthur Christmas. Every Christmas, I love the story, I love the characters, I love how unique and original it is, I love how this movie's directed. I love these characters like Arthur, the Santa Claus, Grand Santa, his brother, the business guy. I love the elf. The elf is great. The master of rapping, and I love this movie. I love the story. I love the message of this film. It's just such a great movie. And it shows kind of the realism of technology nowadays and what Santa Claus would actually do if he had to deliver all these gifts in one night. It's really interesting, very clever. It's so fast-paced. It's got that British wit, which I love. And it's just an amazing film. And it's a Sony movie, so good job. Coming number 5 is Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is my favorite Spider-Man movie out there. It is just so good. Spider-Man Homecoming is a great film, but Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite Spider-Man movie. It did everything that I wanted in a Spider-Man film. And of course, Spider-Man sequel, because the first one was great. The first one was a great film as well, but the second one, it brought its A game. Like, the first one was a great film, great origin story, but the second one, it just had higher stakes in it, had more dramatic scenes, better action sequences, better character arcs. There was more depth to the characters, like Harry and Peter and MJ. Great performances by everyone. I still think Tobey Maguire is one of the best Spider-Mans. I think he's a great Peter Parker and a great Spider-Man. I love Otto Octavius, played by Alfred Molina. I love the story. I love the action. The train sequences is fantastic. How he saves all these people, Peter, is one of the most inspirational things. Aunt May's speech to Peter about giving up your dreams to do what's right is one of the most powerful, heartwarming scenes in all superhero films. It's just a great film. Great score by Danny Elfman. I love it. Spider-Man has always been a superhero that I've always looked up to as a child, and this has always been my Spider-Man movie. It's been my favorite. It's not like, I'm not saying it's like the best. It's the best in my opinion, but this is just my favorite Spider-Man movie. Coming number 4 is Django Unchained. Yes, Django! I love it. Tarantino. He can do no wrong, Tarantino. Like, Tarantino, even his weaker films like Death Proof, they're still great quality films. Django is a great film, and it's a great Sony movie. Good job, Sony. You did a good Tarantino film. You know, this is all Tarantino's work because he wrote and directed a phenomenal film. It's a great spaghetti western. It's ultra-violent and amazing. These characters are so great. Django, Freeman, Dr. King Schultz, Calvin Candy, Steven, Brunhilde. I love all these characters. The performances, Kerry Washington, Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio, Christoph Waltz, Samuel Jackson. Everyone's fantastic. Even James Remore and friggin' Jonah Hill. They're all great in this movie. I love the action. I love the drama. I love these characters. I love the story. I love the soundtrack. Everything about Django is amazing. It's just a great western. Coming number 3 is Zero Dark 30. Yes, I just talked about this movie in my last video when I did the ranking of Catherine Bigelow's movies. Again, a Sony movie, and Catherine Bigelow's best film in my opinion. I love this movie. I love about the hunt of Osama bin Laden just after 9/11, about this agent, codenamed Maya, you never know her real name, and her obsession of catching Osama bin Laden. Jessica Chastain is amazing in this film. Mark Bull's writing, his script is amazing. Catherine Bigelow's direction is really taut and very tense. The whole sequence at the ending with the raid of the bin Laden with all the soldiers, one of the best raid scenes in a film. Well, the best raid scene is in the raid, but still a great raid scene. It's just an all-around great film. Coming number 2 is Baby Driver. Baby Driver, amazing. Such a good film. So good. Again, I'll leave a link down to my review. I just reviewed this movie like a month ago. I love this movie. This is one of my favorite Edgar Wright movies. Hot Fuzz is still my favorite comedy, favorite Edgar Wright movie, technically, but this is probably so far my favorite movie of this year. I love it. I love the action. I love the blend of action, comedy, romance, and crime and thrills, all put together into this amazing genre. Edgar Wright's writing and direction is fantastic. I love these characters. I love Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, John Hamm, Jamie Foxx, Lily James. Everyone's fantastic. What he does with the soundtrack and how it blends with the action and the story is just amazing. It's so well crafted. It's just such a unique, it's such a clever action film that I love it. It blew me away. And my number one favorite Sony movie, or the best Sony movie in my opinion, is The Social Network. The Social Network, yes, again, David fucking Fincher. Again, Fincher. Fincher does the dark and gritty, he does the mystery and suspense, but this is actually a very different David Fincher film. This is an actual biopic about Mark Zuckerberg and how he invented the Facebook. Drop the, just Facebook. This is a great movie. Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg is fantastic. Aaron Sorkin's screenplay is amazing. Rooney Mara's performance is great. Andrew Garfield, Justin Timberlake, everyone's amazing. I love the story. I love movies about business and how entrepreneurs make this amazing inventions and stuff. That's why I love movies like The Founder as well. This is such a great movie. It's interesting characters. Mark Zuckerberg is such a complex character with unlikability, but likability. He's a genius. You respect him, but also you get angry with him, how he treats his friends, and sometimes he's just a very complex and intriguing character, and Jesse Eisenberg does an amazing job. The score for this movie is great. Armie Hammer is great as both the Winklevi twins. They're really good. I love how the movie bounces back and forth with the ending and the beginning, the courtroom scenes, because his friend's suing him, Eduardo is suing him, the twins are suing him, he's dealing with two different lawsuits and stuff, and again, if you would have invented Facebook, you would have invented Facebook. It's just such a great movie, such great quotable lines, great screenplay, just an all-around phenomenal story, and it's hands down my favorite Sony movie. It's just a great film. So yeah, that was my top 10 best Sony movies in my opinion. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you grade this top 10 list? If not, what are your top 10 favorite Sony movies in your opinion? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.